Wow, guys, what a time to be alive. To be experiencing everything that we are. All this uncertainty and all of the unknown we're working through every day. You know, I'm trying to see all this through other people's point of views. I'm a very open-minded person. I'll talk about it, I'll think about it, I'll discuss it. But in the end, this is the kind of stuff that I prepared for, or I tried to prepare myself, my family, and some friends for years. And it's interesting. I have now multiple friends who are now asking me for assistance as to what the next step for them to take is. Well, start prepping, start being prepared. What was the first thing you saw go in the middle of this, or the first part of this pandemic? Toilet paper, right? Okay, so now you need to have a backup source, or a secondary source how to wipe your bottom. That's pretty easily done. What's the next thing you saw? Well, bread. Bread disappeared, so you need the knowledge to bake your own bread. And maybe you could start working on those now. Here's something that we were told that wasn't going to happen. We were told, 3 weeks ago, there wasn't any break in the food chain, because that's when all the bread was going and people started baking. And we were told pretty sternly that there's not going to be a break in the food chain. There's nothing going to happen in the food chain. And then all of a sudden, yep, there's a break in the food chain. COVID-19 is breaking out in processing plants all over the country. Beef, chicken, pork. It's happening. We were told it wasn't going to happen, but now it is. It's happening. So, with that, I just got back from the store. Actually, I'm pulling up to the house right now. Got back from the store. What I noticed, there's no chicken. Little to no beef. Pork is minimal. In fact, there are hog farms who are currently taking and selling their hogs for pennies on the dollar, it seems. A 250 to 300 pound hog for $90. Now, I don't know how much a hog costs necessarily, but $90 for a hog locally at one of the hog farms nearby. $90. It is cheaper for them to sell it and basically take their loss right now than it is to continue feeding these hogs to take them to the butcher. Which means direct-to-consumer farming might take after this. We need to change some regulations. That's number one thing. I would, if I had the space, put some fencing up, feed some hogs, 1 or 2 hogs for some friends and family, process them. I already processed my own deer. It can't be that much harder. Probably easier. Now I know storage might be a hard thing because all the deep freezes across the country are minimally being sold. They're not really, I guess they're not being manufactured right now because plants are down, but there's nothing on the shelves, nothing in the stores. But if we were to have direct consumer sales, get the middleman out of it, get the middlemen out of it, get the government out of it, I bet you we could turn this thing around pretty quickly. Milk production. I saw somewhere up on the East Coast, I believe it was a picture of a dairy farm with cars lining the road outside. They were direct selling milk. Back to what it used to be. Wasn't a problem then. Shouldn't have ever been regulated. Needs to go back to that. And I tell you now, I have family who owns a restaurant. Chicken prices for the distributor just doubled. You know why they doubled? Because there's nothing on the shelves. A case of chicken. Okay, guys, I know there's 50 chicken patties in this thing. Like raw, you know, fresh chicken that's frozen. Not really fresh if it's frozen, right? You know. But boneless, skinless chicken. Say there's 50 in a box in a case. Used to cost $25 for a restaurant. Well, that box of chicken is anywhere from $45 to $55 right now. That means prices in restaurants are going to double just for chicken. It's all going to be market value. Now I know there's going to be people that will be like, well, once this all happens, there's going to be a lot of complaints. Well, McDonald's prices didn't change. You're right, it didn't. Is that really chicken? Is that really beef that you're eating? We don't know. The verdict's still out on that. But some things to think about. This is all a good reason to start having your own chickens. Eggs are back on the shelf, but the chicken isn't. I know this might be a small gap because plants are down, but how long does it take for a processing plant to go down for, you know, people to start being hungry? Now, I've seen some comments from people across social media talking about how we need to quit eating meat. Well, you know what? F you guys. Chicken, beef, pork, it all needs to be eaten. It needs to be taken. Now, I do have a freezer full of like 400 pounds of deer meat, which I could easily use and share with my friends and family. We eat it all the time. But we still like pork, we still like beef, we still like chicken. So that's why we have a backup supply. So after my house is in place, the next step is a large chicken coop with probably 15, 20 chickens, egg layers, and meat havers. That sounds like a good idea to me. So anyway, self-reliance is always important, and it's never too late to start learning how to be self-reliant. So until then, until the next video, keep calm and carry on, guys. Continue washing those hands. This isn't over yet. See you later. Went to Sam's to see if they had any chicken. Beef is all gone. Very little chicken over here. Wow. There's no chicken. There's no beef. Very little pork. Is this what Cuba and Venezuela feels like? This is amazing. I love it. We should do this full time.